Hello, goddesses. Thank you so much for joining me here today. I just wanted to come back on because I haven't been on in a while. I've been really sick, so if you hear me sound a little nasally, it's because I'm like coming off of being kind of sick. But in my sickness, I decided to come up with this lesson, and I'm going to read some of the things that I wrote as I started to journal and just process like letting go of like old things, out with the old and in with the new type of vibe. I hope that you can let go and dream freely because you know that the universe is on your side. And so what I wanted you to do as you came in here is right now, let's just sit with each other, and I want you to take a really deep breath in and release. I want you to do it one more time. Take a deep breath in and release. I believe that stimulates your vagus nerve, so we're about to enter into a state of relaxation and opening up the possibility of you giving the universe access to your life in the most abundant way. I want to tell you that you don't need to fix anything about you. You don't need to over understand anything right now. You have arrived and you are here and you are present with us, and we as a collective whole are all grateful for your presence. Thank you for watching this video. There is a quiet moment that comes in our life where things are not loud and they're not very dramatic. And this moment is when your soul starts to talk to you. Whether you are in an abusive relationship with someone else or you're in an abusive relationship with yourself, and abuse can look different ways. I don't mean physical abuse. I'm just saying abusive in the sense of toxic relationship, because to me toxicity is along the lines of abuse, but just aligned with things that no longer fit you. Whether it's addiction, because that's abuse for you to, when you're doing things that like actively hurt yourself, but your nervous system doesn't know how to do any better. I want you to know right now that there is nothing wrong with you, that you did nothing wrong, you didn't fail, and you have the right to expand. You aren't too late to start your dreams. You aren't too far behind. You are worthy, and just because something didn't happen for you the way that you may have envisioned it before doesn't mean that it couldn't look even more beautiful than you could ever dream. So I want you to like hold on to that sentiment as we go through this video. So today you have permission. You have permission to release what no longer serves you. You have permission to dream without limits, apology, or fear. You have the right to say, I want what is best for me in this entire universe. I want you to dream as big as you possibly can, but not hold on so much to that dream that it affects you negatively, but dream in a way where you could feel all the possibilities that could happen to you in your life. I want you to know that letting go does not mean that you lost anything. There is no loss. There is only redirection and for you to gain information. Sometimes we're taught that letting go means that you should give up on things, that your release could mean that you failed at something. But if we stop holding on, then we'll lose control of ourselves. And that's not healthy, right? Because that's where we leave room for addictions and all those things. So I want you to hold on to your own belief. But I'm here to tell you that letting go is not abandonment. It's actually a form of inner recognition. It's the moment that you realize that you don't need to carry what you kept before. You don't need to replay those old stories. I give you permission to release those old stories that are holding you back. You don't need to keep relationships, habits, identities, or timelines because, the universe does not care about any of those titles. Your universe cares about energy and what your energy is attracting. And once your energy is aligned, you will bring the people that you need to your life. So you have permission to release the version of yourself that you no longer want to exist. You have permission to outgrow your survival mode. You have permission now to outgrow your struggle. You have permission to outgrow who you had to become to survive. And now you have permission to live in abundance. You have that permission. Some things some things stayed longer than they were meant to be, and that's okay because you had to have them there. Okay, and we say, like, I stayed in that relationship too long. You stayed long enough for you to be able to make your decision to exit. And so now that you've exited that situation, or whatever the case may be, now that you can become a stronger person and a better person, and you can help other people that are in that same situation that you were in. They taught you something, and now your lesson is complete. Now you can move on to the next level. Now that doesn't mean that you have to erase your past. It means that you are thinking differently and choosing for yourself. What no longer serves you is already so heavy, and it can feel so tight, but you should let go. I believe that when you're holding on to something that doesn't serve you, it asks you to shrink yourself, to justify, and then to tolerate. And the resistance that you're feeling, the exhaustion, the sense of I can't keep doing this to myself, that is your inner wisdom speaking. That's your inner knowledge, remembering who you are. And they're saying that this is not aligned with who we were supposed to manifest and who we're manifesting. Your body knows before your mind does. Your intuition speaks before logic can even catch up. Your body knows before your mind understands. Your intuition is working, and it will speak before your logic will show up. You don't need permission from the world, but you have permission, and you don't need the proof to know that something is going to work out for you because the universe has already decided that it will. You don't need closure from anyone. You are the authority of your own life. And today you are allowed to give yourself the permission to release yourself from whatever agents is holding you back. You have permission to dream without editing yourself. Let's go into what your desires look like. Somewhere along the way, when you were little, you had this big dream of who you were going to be when you got older. And somebody told you that you could not have that dream. Maybe it was the universe, maybe you had to survive. But I want you to go back to that self that could dream as big as they possibly could. And I want you to journal and write about who that person would have been if they had made it till today. You learn to make yourself reasonable, acceptable, palatable for other people. And you learned what was just enough, to downplay what lights you up, to pretend you don't care as much as you do about certain things. But your desires are not a flaw. They're not greedy. It's not something that you should be ashamed of. Your desire is really your direction to who you really are. If you can imagine it, it already exists in your field of possibility. In your field of creation, it is already there. The universe does not tease you with visions it cannot fulfill. Now, that doesn't mean that you're going to become Beyonce, but you could become your version of Beyonce. You could become the best version of you that you could be, because Beyonce is already taken. But you could be yourself. What you want is information about who you're becoming. You're allowed to be beautiful. You're allowed to love. You're allowed to have money. You're allowed safety. You're allowed joy. You're allowed full expansion. A life that makes you feel like you belong and you deserve to exist. You don't need to explain your dreams to anybody, because you have permission now to live your dreams. You don't need to earn anything through suffering anymore. You don't need to prove that you are worthy. You have permission to exist the way that you want to exist. The universe responds to your permission and not to anybody else's force. The universe does not respond to effort alone, but it definitely responds to alignment. So there's nothing for you to chase or beg for or prove to anybody else. You just have to make the decision. And when you internally decide that I will no longer participate in what diminishes me, and you make that confirmed statement in your mind, then that's it. That's what's going to happen. The universe will rearrange accordingly and will align to the things that you have decided that that's what you want for yourself. When you decide, I allow myself to receive what I truly desire, the universe will begin to shift and open doors for you. It's not it's not a fairy tale. I mean, this is literally what the universe does. It's coherence. Your inner state signals your outer reality. When you stop clinging to what no longer feels right to you, your hands are finally free to receive what does. It's not too late. So if you're watching this and you think that, like, oh my God, how is this going to happen for me? It's really not too late for you. I don't care if you're somebody who desires to one day have a baby and you feel like you're too old. You're not too old to try. And you know what? You might have a baby, but you might not give birth to the baby. You might find that adoption is for you. You might find that, being a foster parent is for you. You have to figure out what that core thing is that you're looking for. If you want to experience love or give love to a child, or if you want to try to have your own, it's all possible. And how you know that the universe is working is because enough women had the desire to want to manifest something energetically, and now we have in vitro. Like, that doesn't come from nowhere. That comes from a mass of energetic alignment for us to be able to have that. So you are at a time in history where you could have your own child. So you're not late. You're not broken. You didn't miss your moment. Your moment is coming. Your timeline just might have been rearranged a little bit, and so you just need to prepare now. So what you have to do is prepare. Some desires need you to become someone else before that desire arrives. But you don't necessarily have to edit yourself. You just have to decide that this is who you're going to be. Everything you've lived through has been shaping you for this very moment of you to leave that door open. So nothing was wasted. The past is the past. You are stronger now. And you have to look at yourself in the mirror and remember to say, I will no longer give attention to things that diminish my sense of self. And what is meant for you will be for you. I want you to now sit up, and we're going to put our hands on our hearts. And I want you to pay attention to your body and notice what you've been holding, because we are going to release it and say, I give myself permission. I give myself permission to no longer hold on to things that do not serve me. I give myself permission to dream so loud and so effectively that everything that I want is coming into fruition. I give myself permission to trust my intuition. You have that right and you have that freedom now. So here, you are not here to just survive life. You are here to inhabit it. You're allowed to let go. You're allowed to want more. You're allowed to trust the universe is not working against you but responding to you. And from this moment forward, you choose alignment over attachment, expansion over fear, permission over your limitations, and you will rest in that. You are held and you are guided, and you and your desires will become one as you move forward. It is done. Thank you so much for sitting back and watching this video, and I hope you take from it what you would find so helpful. If you could please like, share, and subscribe to this channel. It was so great having you here. Goodbye, my goddesses.